What happens when two NATO allies stand face to face in contested waters, where history, power, and national interests collide beneath the surface? How can a shared sea become a zone of tension, where fighter jets shadow each other and a single misstep could change everything instantly? Why do small islands located just kilometers apart hold such massive importance, shaping borders, rights, and the balance of power in the region? Is this conflict truly about borders, or is it driven by valuable energy resources hidden beneath the seabed, capable of reshaping entire economies? Behind the scenes, strategic decisions are being made every second, where military calculations and political pressure shape the next possible move. As tensions rises in the Mediterranean, the question remains, will diplomacy prevail, or is this calm surface hiding the possibility of a much larger conflict?
To understand today's tension, we must look back to a time when Greece was under Ottoman rule for centuries, shaping deep historical memories. In the 19th century, Greece fought for independence, breaking away from Ottoman control, but the legacy of conflict and resentment never fully disappeared.
The early 20th century saw another major conflict, the Greco-Turkish War, leaving destruction, loss, and a legacy that continues to influence relations today. Millions were forced to leave their homes during population exchanges, creating deep emotional scars that still shape perceptions between the two nations today. Over time, mistrust became deeply rooted, with each side viewing the other through the lens of past conflicts and unresolved historical grievances. Today's tensions are not sudden, but the result of a long and complex history, where past conflicts continue to shape modern geopolitical realities. Geography lies at the heart of this dispute, where hundreds of Greek islands are scattered across the Aegean Sea, extremely close to Turkey's coastline. In some areas, Greek islands lie just a few kilometers from Turkey, creating a unique situation where distance becomes a major political issue. According to international law, islands can generate their own economic zones, but this principle is strongly disputed by Turkey in this region. Turkey argues that these islands unfairly restrict its access to the sea, limiting its maritime rights despite having a long coastline. Greece maintains that its islands have full rights under international law, giving them control over surrounding waters and economic zones. Beyond borders, these waters are vital global trade routes, making control over the Mediterranean not just regional, but a matter of international importance. Beneath the calm waters of the Mediterranean lies a hidden treasure, vast natural gas reserves that have transformed this region into a global energy hotspot. As countries began exploring these resources, competition intensified, turning the Eastern Mediterranean into a strategic zone for energy control and economic advantage. Greece formed partnerships with regional countries to develop energy projects, strengthening its position while reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the Mediterranean. Feeling excluded, Turkey launched its own exploration missions, sending drilling ships into contested waters, escalating tensions with neighboring countries. Access to these energy reserves could transform economies, reduce dependency on imports, and significantly strengthen national power in an increasingly competitive world. What began as energy exploration quickly evolved into confrontation, where economic ambitions and territorial claims now push the region closer to conflict. As tensions increased, both Turkey and Greece began deploying naval forces, turning the Mediterranean into a zone of constant military presence and strategic positioning. Fighter jets frequently intercept each other in contested airspace, creating dangerous situations where even a minor miscalculation could escalate into serious confrontation. Both nations conduct large-scale military exercises, showcasing their capabilities and sending clear signals that they are prepared to defend their interests if necessary. At the same time, both countries are investing heavily in defense systems, strengthening their military capabilities and preparing for any potential escalation in the region. Warships often operate in close proximity, increasing the risk of accidental encounters that could quickly spiral into a much larger and uncontrollable conflict. This growing military presence is not just about defense, it is a powerful message of deterrence, showing readiness while raising the stakes of every move. One of the most complex aspects of this conflict is that both Turkey and Greece are members of the same military alliance, NATO. Despite being allies, tensions between them challenge the very purpose of NATO, which is designed to promote cooperation and collective security. NATO has attempted to reduce tensions through dialogue and mediation, but its influence remains limited when both sides refuse to compromise. The European Union has largely supported Greece, applying diplomatic pressure on Turkey and reinforcing its position within the regional balance of power. Turkey, on the other hand, has pursued a more independent foreign policy, asserting its interests even when they conflict with Western allies. This dispute is no longer just regional, it reflects broader geopolitical tensions, revealing how national interests can challenge even the strongest international alliances. At the core of this dispute lies a complex legal battle over maritime boundaries, where both sides rely on different interpretations of international law. Greece supports its claims using international maritime law, arguing that its islands generate full economic zones under established global legal frameworks. Turkey rejects this interpretation, arguing that such rules are unfair in this region and limit its access to surrounding maritime areas. With both sides relying on different legal interpretations, the dispute reaches a deadlock, where neither is willing to fully accept the other's position. International courts could offer a solution, but only if both countries agree to accept their rulings, which remains highly uncertain. Until a shared legal understanding is reached, the Mediterranean remains a space of uncertainty, where law and power continue to collide. Nationalism plays a powerful role, with leaders leveraging historical narratives to strengthen domestic support and rally public sentiment. Political leaders use speeches and media narratives to reinforce claims and influence domestic perception, often intensifying tensions with the other side. Media coverage and public discourse amplify nationalistic sentiment, making compromise politically risky for governments in both countries. Governments face domestic pressures where voters expect strong stances, leaving little room for diplomatic compromise. National pride often clashes with diplomacy, creating a challenging environment where symbolic gestures carry as much weight as formal negotiations.
Domestic politics and nationalistic pressures contribute to rising tensions, making the Aegean Sea a flashpoint.
Recent months have seen an increase in naval patrols, with both countries maintaining high alert across key ports of the Aegean Sea.
Advanced satellite surveillance provides real-time monitoring of naval movements, making the region one of the most closely observed maritime zones in the world.
Drones and aerial monitoring captured tense encounters between vessels, emphasizing how minor incidents can rapidly escalate tensions.
Intercepts and close maneuvers by fighter jets have become more frequent, highlighting the ongoing risks of accidental confrontation.
Both countries continue to issue formal warnings and diplomatic notes, emphasizing their positions and reinforcing maritime claims.
Despite diplomatic efforts, the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean remain areas of high tension. The Aegean Sea remains a strategic and contested space, shaped by history, law, and the ambitions of both Greece and Turkey.
Years of military deployments and energy exploration have left the region fraught with risks, requiring careful navigation by both sides.
Diplomatic avenues remain open, but success depends on mutual willingness to compromise and respect international frameworks.
Maintaining stability is crucial not only for Greece and Turkey, but for the broader Mediterranean region and international trade.
The future remains uncertain. Cooperation could lead to shared prosperity.
Ultimately, the Mediterranean dispute is a test of diplomacy, law, and prudence, where choices